Okay. I've been having a lot of things come up lately. So they all kind of have to do with being black enough, or what is being black. Because yesterday I worked an event in Central Park, and I guess it doesn't really matter. The point I'm trying to make is that I had my hair up in a ponytail, and I had a scarf tied in it that had to do with the thing I was working, like a Race for the Cure thing, Ford Cares scarf, and like a little white button-down shirt and khaki pants. And as I was getting ready, I thought, I look so white today, or like I'm having a very white day. And I kind of just thought it was funny, and, you know, like, what a crazy thing for me to be saying, but I feel like I can own that a little bit, although I still feel like that's something I shouldn't say or think sometimes. So anyway, so I have this feeling like I'm having a very white day. And I mentioned that to someone else later, and they were like, I think you just kind of look like you're from the 50s. And so I was like, yeah, I do look like I'm from the 50s, and maybe that's what I mean, is that I look like some, you know, bobby sock, poodle skirt wearing girl from the 50s. And if I was in the 50s, I probably wouldn't have been having many experiences like that. I probably would have been using a colored drinking fountain and standing up in the back of the bus and cleaning someone's kitchen. So maybe how I came to the conclusion, or my instinct, was that I was feeling very white this day, or that I felt like I was having a white looking day, or maybe I was just kind of having like a cultural thing where, knowing that if in the 50s I looking like me, I don't know, I'm not saying what I'm trying to say very well, but I think I just got confused in my mind somehow with, because, like, I didn't look white yesterday. I'm sure nobody passing me on the street was like, look at that white girl with the scarf in her hair. But to me, it translated to whiteness because enjoying the freedoms that I have and being the me that I am could never have happened to me in the 50s unless I was white. And this is another thing I've been thinking lately, that I think, like, when I see movies and things that are older, you know, back in the days of Jim Crow and segregation and all that stuff, when I see white culture depicted in those films, I don't disassociate from it, because I think those are the experiences that my grandparents were having. You know, I can relate to a white woman from the 50s because my grandma was a white woman in the 50s with young kids, and so I don't feel separate from that completely. Just as I don't feel separate from the person who is using the colored drinking fountain and cleaning the white lady's house. So I don't really know what I'm trying to say with that. But the other thing about black enough, white enough, whatever, I met this probably 70-year-old security guard who, like, was such a nice guy, and we're having a lovely conversation, but somehow it turned into a conversation about race and his cousins, who I suppose are mixed, he tells me, with Irish and Jamaican and Cherokee or something. Anyway, he said, you know, you should see my cousins. They're bright as you, or brighter. Which, you know, that's kind of like, he said light, bright, almost white without saying it, which isn't that nice. But I don't think he meant to offend me. And then he told me about his cousin Brenda, who has very light skin and hair that you can comb, and that she shakes like this, and he tells her that she's not black, and that offends her, and he doesn't understand why, and he's cracking up like it's the funniest thing he's ever said. And I don't really know what to make of this. As I was reflecting on this situation afterwards, what stuck out to me was, you know, you're not black enough, and what does that mean? And what, had I had the time or desire to further the conversation with him, I would have tried to explain why Brenda is black and why that's offensive for him to just discount that. And the reasons that Brenda is black, I'm guessing, is because she identifies as black, is raised in a black family, and though she may be lighter than her cousin Chester, goes out into the world and is treated like a black person. And so if you've been discriminated against or treated as such, to come back into your own family or community and then be told that you're not black and you don't belong there, that's a slap in the face. And I think that's why I get upset when I go to hair salons and feel like I'm ostracized, because I'm a human being and I have many similar experiences, and the majority of the world tells me that I belong in this black salon, and when I get here you don't want me and I don't count, and that doesn't feel very good, I guess. Yeah, and so I was, in telling the story of Chester to Melissa, she said, well, is it offensive to be told you're not black enough? Is that offensive to all black people, whether you're mixed or not? And I was like, yeah, it is, because of the reasons I just said. Because I go through life and am treated either as a black person or an ethnic person, a person of color, a person of the non-white majority, which I don't even know that that is the majority anymore. What we really should say is, like, you know, I don't know. I'm not ready to go there. But, so I just wanted to say that about being black enough, being white. What does any of that mean? Am I having a white day? Am I having a black day? It's so crazy and it's ridiculous, and I'm just me, and my hair was in a ponytail and I had a thing in it, and it started all these thoughts and feelings. And Chester and his cousin Brenda. And why he chose to say those things to me, I will never understand. Like, was he trying to tell me something about myself or how he felt about me by using the story of his cousin Brenda, who I assume was brighter than me? And my hair was back, it was raining, and I had a hat on, and it was in a bun. But I can comb my hair, and I guess when I took it out of the bun, I probably even shook it a little bit. And it's not because I'm not black, it's just because that's what I do with this kind of hair. Which brings me to my last point, or the last thing I want to bring up, is that I have been, like, I've done things like flipped my hair or whatever, and someone said, oh my god, that is so white, you just did like such a white girl thing. And it occurs to me that white girls don't do that because they're white. It's just kind of like when you have this kind of hair and it's in your face or whatever, you're going to flip it like that. It has nothing to do with what color you are. It's just kind of happens. So, that being said, I really hope that the black and white came out today on the YouTube when it's uploaded. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I hope to tomorrow have the questionnaire video for people to respond, either in writing on the comments or with a video response. Max, I'm thinking of you, and I promise you that I'm going to do it tomorrow. There we go. I just made a promise, so you can look for that tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Happy Mother's Day.